Would you like to find true inner peace? Hi, my name is Janelle Emery, mindful living expert and founder of Crossroad Angels Holistic Therapy. And this is Mindful Living, a weekly podcast that is designed to enhance your week. And today's topic is going to be a tough topic. It's the topic of self love and how we view ourselves and the importance of loving ourselves. Now, this isn't going to be what you think. This isn't going to be some type of talk about how I want you to stand in front of a mirror and tell yourself how beautiful you are. I am going to give you tips on how you can achieve true inner peace, a no nonsense, no BS approach. Now, I'm going to be looking down at my notes sometimes because I want to make sure that I give you every bit of information that I can because I have a lot of things that I want to share. This is a hard subject for me because it's a subject that I have personally fought my entire life. Um, it may seem impossible to some of you. Oh, how can I ever go about truly loving myself or liking myself? I mean, you have to learn how to become your friend. But even though it is difficult, it is attainable. It is possible. And today we're going to explore a lot of reasons of why we have all these negative self images, where it comes from, and how applying mindfulness techniques we can truly help ourselves find true inner peace. So let's say that somebody enters your life and they're talking to you about how wonderful you are. They're telling you how beautiful and how wonderful and talented you are, and they're just showering you with compliments. What is your first reaction when someone is giving you a compliment like that? Is your first reaction to be like, "Oh no, you're just lying," or want to dismiss it? Self-love seems to be something that we are naturally born with. Um, you live with yourself your entire life, right? It's like why don't we love ourselves? We are living in our own skin our entire lives. We're listening to our own thoughts our entire lives. Like we should love ourselves like naturally, but we don't. And there are many reasons why this happens to us. It stems from our upbringings, it stems from our social environments, it stems from influences that we've had while we were children. And it's that voice inside of your head that tells you things like you're not good enough. It's this voice inside of your head that tells you things like you're not pretty enough. Your nose is too big. Your lips are too big or too small. You're too fat. You're too tall. You're too short. Or the voice will compare yourself to others. Oh, so and so, they've bought a house. How come I haven't done this yet? So and so's life looks like it's going so well. How come my life isn't going like that yet? We start comparing ourselves to others. And you know what? It's the examples go on and on. It's self-depreciation. The self-depreciation continues. The self criticism worsens, and it's exhausting. It is exhausting having a self-depreciating relationship with yourself. And I think we've all been there. I have been there. I can tell whoever's going to be listening to this, you have been there as well. And at some point in time or another, this has been our reality. Unfortunately, for some of us, it has been our reality for a very long time. But you know what? The first step to loving yourself, the first step to finding inner peace, true inner peace, is learning how to turn that voice off that replays all those negative, reoccurring things in your head. It's learning how to turn it off. You know, these thoughts and feelings, they don't define you. These thoughts that replay over and over, the same negative messages that tell you you're not enough, they aren't you, and they don't define you. Let me say that again. They aren't you, and they don't define you. And I know what some of you might be thinking, but they're my thoughts. This is my mind. They're my thoughts. They're my feelings. What do you mean it doesn't define you? It doesn't define me. It does. It doesn't define you. It doesn't define you at all. And that is where we're going to start. You truly want to find inner peace? You have to disassociate from those negative thoughts. And it begins by disconnecting from those thoughts. I'm going to give you a little visualization exercise that you can try. You can try this anytime. And it's a good way to practice mindfulness and to turn off those negative thought patterns that come in. And this is how you're going to do it. So say, for instance, you have a negative thought that comes into your mind about yourself. What I would like you to do is visualize that this thought is a cloud. Imagine a day, and I'm sure you've seen it, where the clouds are just moving along in the sky, and they're moving along pretty fast. I want you to visualize that your negative thought is this cloud, and you are watching the cloud as it floats away. You acknowledge that the cloud is there, but you let it float away, and you watch it float away. And eventually, it's going to be gone. That's exactly what you do with those negative thoughts. You know, they're there. We can acknowledge that. But you can also let it go. Let it float away. And then once you are able to do that, honestly, once I was able to do that, it was liberating. It was freeing. It's liberating when you are able to disassociate from your negative thought patterns. And once you've done this, once you've been able to liberate yourself from your negative thought patterns, then the true work begins. And that is the work of learning how to love yourself. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, this learning how to love yourself. But I'm going to tell you how you do it. So, you've turned off those negative thought patterns and you're ready to start loving yourself. I want you to think right now of someone who loves you very much. This can be a family member, a friend, a spouse. Think of someone who loves you very much. And I want you to pretend like you are them and you are looking at yourself. What are the things that they admire about you? And that is how you approach learning how to love yourself. And if you want to, you know, it could be a fun exercise for you. Go to somebody who loves you very much. Be like, hey, what is it that you love about me? Why do you love me? And listen to what they have to say. Listen to their answer. Don't judge it. Just listen to what they have to say. And try to see yourself with the same eyes as they do, as they see you. And that will put you on the path to truly achieving inner peace. The loving kindness response is probably the most powerful response. If we learn how to view ourselves with loving, compassionate kindness, it really opens up the pathway to find inner peace. Loving kindness, it starts right here. It starts internally. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. But every day, if you could just do the 2 things that I told you to do, visualize those negative thoughts on a cloud as soon as they come in, those self-depreciating, demeaning thoughts that you have ever had about yourself. As soon as they come into your mind, visualize that it is a cloud. You acknowledge that it is there, but you allow it to float away until it's gone. And then the second thing that I would like you to do is view yourself with the same eyes as someone who loves you. And go ask a friend, a family member, why do you love me? What is it about me that you love about me? And you view yourself with that same compassionate kindness. Give yourself a break. I mean, honestly, you deserve nothing but loving, compassionate kindness. And it's about time we started giving that to ourselves. You know, I hope that you enjoyed today's episode of Mindful Living. I hope you come back next Monday and the next Monday and the next Monday. I would like to invite you at this time, if you're not already a part of our community on Facebook, that you find us at Crossroad Angels Mindfulness Tribe, which is, I believe you can find the group on my business page here, Crossroad Angels Holistic Therapy, but I'll put it in the comments just in case. It's Crossroad Angels Mindfulness Tribe. I'd love to have you in the community so that you could be a part of the conversation. Thank you for watching Mindful Living. This is Janelle, your mindful living expert, reminding you as always, give yourself a break, live in the moment, and be kind to your mind. I'll see you next week on Mindful Living.